Hello again, my friends. I'm Allison with Green Goddess Plants and Seeds, and welcome to summer and welcome to our garden. So this is just the front step here that I've got with lots of plants and flowers, and our Sugar Rush peach peppers are setting fruits. So that's exciting to see. So nice to see them starting to produce. And of course, the dahlias looking absolutely fantastic. I've been keeping busy with lots of stuff to do. We've got a fine summer day out here. Sun's shining. The rain seems to have dried up and stopped for a bit. And we're finally able to get out into the garden. One of the things that I did today was I finished planting out the herb garden, the herb and flower garden. So in these 3 raised beds, we've got a mix of peppers and sage, parsley. There's a little bit of rosemary here. There's 3 rosemary plants. There's cucumber and cabbage. There's marigolds and petunias. There's some holy basil. And I've got some thyme plants in here. There's snapdragons as well. And then in this the lowest bed here, we've got 3 oregano plants that actually wintered over. These beds were completely buried under the snow over the winter, so it probably provided them with lots of cover. So I'm happy to finally have this finished. Took a while, but it's finally full and planted, so it's going to be exciting to see it all grow and fill out. All right. And here we are out in the vegetable garden. It's finally dried up enough for us to actually be out here and to actually do some stuff. The snow peas are absolutely looking wonderful. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll have enough to pick for the market on Friday. Wouldn't that be awesome? So the snow peas are looking good. Some of the dill is looking good. Over here in the hoop house, these cucumbers are just fantastic. They're just jumping right up. They're starting to bloom. It's still a little bit wet in here, so this is probably one of the areas that we haven't gotten into to do some weeding. Just because it is a little bit damp still in there. But everywhere else, it's looking fantastic. We got the garlic and the onions, and way down there, more corn and potatoes. The water is finally starting to recede. Like, we've had a couple of dry days now. So we've got a lot of weeding to do. Our plan is to put down mulch, but we got to weed it first. The dill over here is looking great. Like, I'm just so impressed with it. And are my cosmos. I planted cosmos. I've been interplanting flowers out here. I know Glenn doesn't like that, but too bad. I want my garden to look pretty. But the dill is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. And I love the smell of dill. Yeah, it just smells wonderful. That's one of the things I really loved about the farmers market in Saskatoon in the fall, especially in the fall, is that smell of fresh dill I just loved it. The corn's looking good, absolutely wonderful. I did weed a couple of rows of carrots. This is the only thing that I'm really disappointed with, are the carrots. They're just so spotty and coming up. I don't know, maybe they'll still come up. I don't know. Like, we used pelleted seed. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm definitely disappointed. The Swiss chard's looking good. I might try and pick some of that for the market this week. These are my 4 o'clocks. I had another short row of 4 o'clocks planted, but Glenn weeded them out on me. Oh well, that's the way it goes. More peas, more carrots. These are my special tomatoes. These are the ones that I tried to do my own hybrid, crossing last year. I did. These ones are from a Black Beauty crossed with a Golden Queen. And it was the only cross that I did. I did several crosses last summer. This is the only one that actually produced fruit. But I'm not sure if my pollination took or if it was just self-pollinated and it's just going to grow black beauties. We'll see. We'll see when they start to set fruit what happens with those. Over here we got zucchini. The zucchinis are finally starting to fill out. It's taken them a while, but that's okay. It's been kind of cold and rainy and it's kind of set everything back, but they are starting to bloom, which is a good thing. We got Boston pickling cucumbers here, which are starting to bloom as well. This is just so exciting. Everything's, now that we've got some sunshine, everything's starting to actually take off and look good. And look at this. Even the tomatoes are starting to blossom. This is just so cool. I'm so happy to see things starting to take off. These are one of my favorite tomatoes here. These are called variegated. They also go by the name of touch of cream or splash of cream. So they have a variegation, the green and white variegation, which I really love. I think that's really cool. So they're looking really good. They're starting to flower, which is good because I was wanting to save seed for this one because I don't think I've got any more seed for these guys. Or if I do, not very much. So definitely saving seed from that variety. But a lot of the rest are starting to bloom as well. And there's beans up, although there's one row of beans or half a row that didn't come up, so I'm kind of disappointed with that. But that's okay. Every year, the garden's always different. There's some purple beans. And there's the ground cherries. And I haven't actually looked at the eggplants in a while. Should take a look at them down at the end of this row. There's the eggplants. Well, they're getting big. They're not flowering yet, but they're actually starting to look like decent sized plants. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So more beans, more cucumbers. Even some of these are starting to flower. I think these were the national pickling. And looks like they're starting to flower too, so that's good. It's going to be a good year for pickles, I think. Cucumbers. It's so nice to have the sun. It's so nice to feel that warmth of summer. Now the wheel of the year's turned and we are in summer. It's a good day to enjoy that blue sky. The warmth, everything that has summer about it. That's awesome. I'll go take a look at the greenhouse and see what we got going on in there. So the other thing I did today was I potted up the 5-gallon buckets with peppers. So these ones are all habaneros, and I was leaving all the peppers in the greenhouse until they started to flower. And these have actually got flower buds on them. I think I did see one that was starting to open today. So this is part of what I did today. This is kind of how we grow our peppers. So there's a few things that are starting to flower. This is a ring of fire, and there's a few others. But you can see the buckets. So the rest of the buckets have ring of fire, lemon drop, and serrano. So like I said, they'll probably stay in the greenhouse where it's roasty toasty warm, and once they start to flower, then we'll move them outside. And the same probably goes with a lot of these other ones over here. Like, it's pretty it's definitely warm out in here, so yeah. But most of them are looking really good. Like there's a jalapeno in there. I don't know what the variety is, so it's a bit of a mystery, but it's starting to flower, so it could probably come out. But everything else is looking fantastic. I'm really happy. Everything's late, of course. First off, because of the late spring itself, and then of course the rain didn't help matters, so we are behind a bit on quite a bit of the work, but you know, we just have to do our best to get caught up. So that's what's happening in the garden today. Thank you for joining me for this garden tour. We'll be talking to you again real soon. Hopefully maybe by the weekend again. It is a long weekend coming up, so looking forward to that. So hope you're having a great week and a great day. And until next time, take care.